Lord, give me the passion and the courage to speak life. Oh man, that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. If you guys are watching this video, you probably know who I am. You know where I come from. Come from homelessness, come from incarceration, come from a hard life and struggle after struggle after struggle, feeling like who am I? I have no options in this world. I have nothing. There's no opportunities. And yet here I am in front of this camera on the side of my shop with an amazing team behind me working, doing this video and speaking into your lives, talking about how to become a millionaire in the advanced world of CNC machining. Like, that is mind-blowing right there. That is absolutely mind-blowing, because I'm not that guy. And yet, I just walked into this trade. I saw things, I dedicated myself, the things on the streets, the things that I did in my past. I've taken that and I've implemented it, and I've taken that grit and the tenacity and the relentlessness and everything that I built over time, having broken through so many different walls, and I put it into business. I've come so far. My words have passion because I've been in different places. You guys saw I went to San Quentin prison. Like, that wasn't about TV. That was about speaking life into men, because I had sat in their shoes. I'd sat in their shoes, and I told them, like, I spoke life into them, telling them, hey, you can actually have an incredible life. You can take care of your wife, you can take care of your kids. It's not over. Listen to the words that I'm saying, and you can get out and you can have a great life. And many of those guys are on the outside now. They were going to get out no matter what, but now they're on the outside. They're my friends on Facebook, probably watching this video right here, taking care of their families and working hard in trade. Hopefully you guys are not in those circumstances, but life is hard, and you go through different challenges, and you go through different things, and you try to find your way, because the world is hard. And we all have to find our way. One thing that I learned is that you just have to find where you belong. And once you find out what you were created for, I was created for building things, and yet I didn't know until I walked into manufacturing. But when I walked into manufacturing, I realized, wow, this clicks. You know why? Because I'll talk on this camera, and there's millions of people on the other side, but I'm a quiet guy. I'm the type that can go on this control right here for hours. I'm the type that can paint oil paintings for hours and days at a time and not talk to anyone. I'm the type of guy that had no opportunity to actually make a difference in this world, and yet I can talk to this camera right here and touch lives on the other side. And I found my purpose in that. I found my purpose in making incredible components and solving different problems. As I showed the world what I could do, as I built an incredible team, as I learned advanced technologies, my life and the levels just increased and increased and increased. And in this video right here, probably one of the most important videos you ever watch. Watch this video to the end, because by the end, you're gonna have the blueprint to becoming a millionaire, to becoming successful. And you can take these things that I'm talking to you about and use them to be a better husband, to be a better person, to be a better father, to be a better human being on this planet. So let's go down the list, and I'm just going to talk life to you guys, talk about my experiences, and show you exactly how you do it. So the first thing is almost a bonus. Dream big. I was a street fighter in Hawaii. I was getting my butt, my ass handed to me by big old dudes, and I was the only one with white skin. Instead of wilting, I started training. I started running volcanoes. I started hitting the bag and learning how to actually defend myself. And even in that, I would tell, like, when these guys come get me, I'm going to give them an experience that they've never had before because I'm putting the work in. And that might sound crazy, but that's the world that I lived in. But guess what? Somebody recognized my talent. Somebody who trained with George Foreman back in the day, retired in Hawaii, heard about this white kid that could like scrap and would go against 6 guys at once and wanted to see. And then when he saw me hitting the bag and saw me doing all the things, he decided to take me to the mainland. And I told him, I said, I will be the next heavyweight champion of the world. I will make it. I will fight. I will like go after it. And you won't find a harder worker. And guess what? He took me to the mainland. I worked out with Dick Sadler, who was George Foreman's trainer. I ended up winning a bunch of championships. I ended up getting picked up by Top Rank Boxing, only to go back to prison over one punch. I wasn't there yet. I made incredible mistakes, but life wasn't over. And look at this, I'm on this camera. I dreamt big. I spoke it into existence. I had incredible faith and I went after it. And although I lost in the boxing, not in the ring, but on the outside of it, man, I got picked up from Top Rank, which is an impossible thing for a kid from Maui. And back then there wasn't even boxing. So now you come over here, I have the same mindset, but I'm in a different place. I will work hard. I will solve problems. I will do something that's never been done before. I will give my customers, my employees, you guys, I'll give everyone an experience that they've never seen before because it's an individual experience coming from me and my team. So dream big. Focus, have a crazy mission, which I'll talk about at the end, and go forward and speak it into existence. Pray on it, like just put it down and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it because they're not you. They weren't created with your gifts. They don't have your destiny. They don't have your goals. They have no idea why you were created and why you're on this planet right here. They will talk, but they don't know. You know. So stand up, walk forward, have grit, be relentless, and live a great life. So the bonus, the big one, we'll say the number 1, that's dream big, go after it. Number 2 would not be anybody else's number 2. But my number 2, invest in social media. We live in a day where marketing trends, when you look at marketing, it used to be 5 to 10% of a company actually goes towards marketing. Today, because you can touch an entire world, it's 10 to 20% is going towards marketing and is going towards building awareness on the brand and touching people on social media. So the more that you can do that yourself, the more that you invest early, the more that you speak greatness and put your vision out there and you dream big and you speak about it in front of the world and you show them a journey from where you're starting. And as you rise on the levels, you take this community that you're building, you take all your friends and peers and community with you on this journey as you rise up, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And guess what? You get a reputation for being somebody with tenacity and a reputation for solving problems and a reputation for your skill set and a reputation for all of it because people are watching you on social media from afar and you just put stuff out there, Be helpful, be inspiring, have a kind word, be kind-hearted, help everyone and let them follow you on your journey as you go through. And one day, if you do it right and you're likable and you're inspiring, you have a huge community, and with that comes opportunity. The next one, number 3, is master your craft. Have an obsession for perfection. Like when it comes to machining, there are levels to the game. When you look at machining, you see like there's plastics, there's aluminums, there's titanium, there's Inconel, there's Monel. As the levels go up in materials, the price that you get paid goes up also. As the complexity rises, the price rises also. So perfect and hone your skills, become the best at what you do. Put the time in, have the tenacity and relentlessness to overcome every single obstacle, and work on the quality of part, work on the efficiency, work on the technologies, work on everything to create incredible parts that you make efficiently and that you sell for a great price. Whether you work for a company and you're selling it to your boss that you are actually performing on a high level, or you have your own company where you're selling it to a customer. I love this saying, I used to have it on my wall. If you don't take care of your customers, somebody else will. Invest in your customers, invest in your employees, invest in your peers, invest in your leadership, invest in people, give them an experience that they've never had before and they will remember your name. Solve their problems, give them an amazing part and they will remember your name. And the time will come where you can name your price and they will give it, because they know they're getting perfection at a great price. They trust you and they're not going to go anywhere else. Number 4 is have a problem-solving mindset. Don't run away from problems, run towards problems. People want to be around, people want to invest in others that solve problems. If you look at the company that I have right now, from making incredible parts, going after SpaceX work and Blue Origin working, and going after the difficult parts, I always went after the problems because I knew I would get paid more and I'd be able to build a reputation for solving those problems, for making incredible parts that others couldn't. And that would secure me as a vendor. It would allow me to lock my roots into the customer so they could not live without me. And that would bring stability to my company. I have an amazing team. And with that team, I need to solve their problems. I need to give them an experience that they've never had before. If you walk into my facility, it's unlike any facility that you've ever seen. I will leave an hour late after work and my guys are still here because they want to be here. If you go into our bathrooms, the bathrooms are the nicest bathrooms in any machine shop that you've ever seen. Because I don't play by other people's rules, I play by my rules. And I take pride in doing things to the highest level across the board. There's variables in machining and there's variables in the workplace. So you got to take every single variable in the workplace, every section, and take each one, just like you're making a part, take each one in business, in the shop, to the highest level. Keep your employees, work hard for your employees, pay them well, solve their problems, give them an experience, and they will do the same for you. And that'll make it so nobody else can steal them from you. Beyond employees, as customers or partners, give them an experience they've never had before. Give them a service or a part on the highest level and do it every single time. When it came to aerospace parts, I held my team to a high standard. I said, if it's out 1/10, 0.0001, if it's out 1/10, we're scrapping it. I'm not making any calls. We're gonna make perfect parts. We're gonna deliver quality. We're gonna be known for delivering quality when other people fail. And we're gonna secure long-term contracts. We're gonna keep our customers. We're gonna build our base. And that's how we're gonna grow. And beyond being a great vendor, that problem-solving mindset, it's everything. Every time a customer talks to you, every time a customer comes in your direction and has a question for you or gives you a quote or you're just having conversations, be about solving their problems. Be about bringing new efficiencies to the table. Even if they're not asking you to lower prices, come up with ideas on how to actually lower prices, how to make them more efficient, how you can make parts right here instead of subbing the parts out. Solve the problems and they will love you for it. I've already talked about number 5, so number 5 for me is give them an experience that they've never had before. I've already talked about my own family. That means my kids, that means my wife, that means life. That means my employees, my customers, anybody I come in contact with, the waitress that helps me. I'm gonna give her an experience that she's never had before. I'm gonna be kind, I'm gonna tip well, always taking care of people and be known for that. If anybody works with me, they know business takes two. I'm always about the other person. Let's work together so we all can be successful and go to the highest level. Number 6 is niche specialization. This actually falls along with problem solving, okay? Because when you find a niche, it's usually a specialized part of manufacturing where others actually fail at or they run away from. Find a place in manufacturing, in CNC machining, where you can own it. Someplace difficult, someplace where others run away from it, and own it, perfect it, thrive in it, make incredible parts, make components, and do it on the highest level, and perfect that skill in a way where your customer literally looks at these parts expecting scrap, and they're like, it's like jewelry. I've never seen somebody take such care in a part. These guys are amazing, and we're not going anywhere else. You know, when I used to do these parts, they're called tube fittings. Now, I went to an aerospace company, and I actually sold them on the fact that I can make tube fittings cheaper than anybody else. And they're like, well, there's a lot of people that know how to make tube fittings. I said, but I'm gonna do it different. If you give me all of your tube fittings, every single different size, I'm going to categorize them by material. I'm going to dedicate a machine to it. I'm going to actually have all my tooling set. I'm going to take out all my setup, and I'm going to go from part to part to part to part. I'll actually do just-in-time manufacturing, giving you just the product that you want, because I never have to set up the machine, and I'll charge you for my time, and I'll charge you for the material and the process, and that's it. The process is limited, the price is down. You're getting a part for $60 that would have cost you $350 if I had all the setup, because your quantities are low. Guess what? The customer looked at me and said, you know what? Nobody else has come up with that idea. That's brilliant. I'm going to give you the work, and we did it for years. We did tens of thousands of tube fittings over years, and we consistently got that work, and it never left us because we had found a niche in the market, and because we had the volume, we were able to get our prices down and solve the customer's problems. Number 7, build an incredible team. Now, you guys know me and you know my team, and it is great, and I lift them up and they lift me up, and together we bring greatness to the industry, and I love it. Now, even before I had my own company, when I was working on the floors of other companies, when I was running other companies, when I was just a machinist on the floor, I was always about building a team and about relationships. I used to be the machinist on the machine. I'd be running my parts, boom, boom, I'd close the door, hit the green button, I'd turn around, and I'd be talking to the young guys, testing them on their decimals, their fractions, their this, their that, and just inputting my knowledge into them. And like inspiring them. I got stopwatches. I'd talk about like how to walk from machine to inspection to do the setup. How can we move things in? And I'd be constantly just working on building the team and building the efficiency and building everything. And guess what? As I went to other companies and as I started my own company, these same machinists that I worked with, they actually would come and apply for work because they didn't want to work for anybody else. They wanted to work for me. If you look right now, you have my son. He has no choice, but he does, really. I mean, he's 35 years old. My son Tyson, you guys know him, and he's been here since he's 18. Travis has been with me for over 10 years now. I've watched his family grow, watched him get married, I watched him, you know, with his kids and everything, and it's just an incredible journey. And that's one of the cool things that I love about being a CEO and having a company is just the family aspect, the teamwork, and giving them the vision of greatness and the levels and walking each step with that team to go after greatness. And you know what? When you have a mission and you're changing the world and you're saving lives and you're touching people, your employees are not going to leave because they're about that mission. They're about achieving greatness. Number 8, technology. Own it, love it, obsess over it, go get it. Like, this world is changing so fast, and there's so many different technologies that are coming to the table. The machines are changing, the tools are changing, the coolant's changing, AI is coming into the mix, automation is coming into the mix. Obsess over learning everything. You guys should be scouring our videos. I go to all these different countries. I go to the biggest shops. We showcase Heller, we showcase DN Solutions, we showcase EDM and Swiss Machining. We showcase everything and we teach on all of it. That time invested in the videos builds a vocabulary, it builds knowledge, it builds a foundation for a person that can make millions in this industry because of the vast knowledge that they have. There's never been a time like this. This year is rough, but things can change in an instant. The supply chain has fault. People look at the supply chain, they look at all the parts that they're making in other countries and they want to bring it back. Be the person that can help them bring it back. Be the person that can give them the strategic game plan on how to utilize technology, how to utilize machines, how to utilize AI and robotics to actually bring their work back and actually make it cheaper here than other places because of the game plan. But to do so, you have to have the mindset for technology. So instead of wasting your time watching all these other things that don't add to your life, obsess over technology and talk to your peers that are using that technology. Talk to anyone that actually knows about the technology, that knows, whether it be a salesperson or an engineer. Just talk to everyone. Join Facebook groups and get in community and talk to people online about technology and ask them the right questions. Ask question after question after question and keep great notes. And as soon as you can implement advanced technologies in your own shop on each different level and it makes sense financially, do it and own it and put the time in to master it. Now the video is getting long and we've talked about a lot of different things, but it's all important. You're building a social media presence, you're solving the right problems, you're going after greatness, you're giving people an experience they never had before, you're honing your skills in your craft, becoming the best at it. You're bringing in advanced technologies and you're solving the right problems for the right people. Now that bundle, it's a brand that you're actually showcasing on the internet, on social media. All of it together is a brand. You are a brand. As you perfect all of it, sell it by doing. Show people that you are the expert, that you are the expert in the niche, that you understand technology, and use it to help others solve their problems, and therefore you will do good. You solve people's problems, you're gonna make money. Now, you can be a consultant, you can go to different companies, and you can actually take the knowledge in your head, the knowledge that you've learned over the years, and everything that you've developed, and you can actually speak into business people that want to bring back manufacturing. They just don't know how. And you can charge a rate for being a consultant to actually help them grow their manufacturing base. You can look at percentages, look at different things and efficiencies, and actually make an incredible amount of money right there in this industry. You can start your own company. Right now we're selling the more machinists can afford a great machine than ever before. You buy a sile, you put it in your garage, you make parts, you solve problems, you grow, you buy a second one, then you go up to a DN, eventually going up to a Heller, you rise on the levels. It's so cool. I go to IMTS and I talk to all these guys and they're like, I learned the trade from you. Then I got my first machine. And then I got my second machine. Now I have 60 machines. I have 40 machines. I have 20 machines. We have longevity in this game. And that's the passion I take away from it, is all of these companies, they're literally making millions of dollars because of what we've put out there, because they've actually not just listened, but they took it and put it into action to make their own companies, to solve their own problems, to find their own niches, and they took it to the highest level. Now coming to the end, the second to the most important thing for me is mission. I built a company on a foundation of service. I've found a problem that everybody has talked about for years and have done nothing to actually fix it. And people can say, well, how are you fixing it? How are you saving manufacturing? How are you doing these different things? We're bringing awareness. We're building education on a high level. We now have 450,000 students. We're doing all of these different things in the front of people on social media. We have a mission. My team is glued to that mission, is glued to our company because they love that we're making a difference in the world. If you're watching the video right now, it means that you actually watched watched it for a long time, and you're here invested because you know what we've done for the industry. And I'm sure it's not just because you love me, it's because you saw this team develop and pursue greatness and serve a community and serve our kids and serve the workforce and give education for free and do things that nobody has ever done before. And when you have something like that, it's hard to turn your back on it. People are drawn to greatness. They're drawn to the mission. So look at your company, look at your experiences. People say, well, I was abused. Then go touch the lives of others that are going through what you went through. I was homeless. Let's go touch the lives of others that are going through what we already went through and we overcame. I was homeless. I was in prison. I was whatever it is. Take what you went through. Understand that you're not there anymore. You're not there. You've overcome it. And all the pain and suffering that you went through, now you are qualified to touch others, to speak into others. Remember I said I went to prison. People can say whatever. Hey, Titan, you're helping this and that, blah, blah, blah. I was the guy. I was in prison, and therefore I can go to prison and I can speak life into these individuals. I can speak life and they can hear my voice because I have the passion behind it. I have the conviction. And I'm there to change their lives. I walked into this industry with no hope, no money, no way to actually advance my life. And manufacturing saved my life. All of a sudden I realized there is this thing called manufacturing. I didn't have a car when I was young, but now I'm in front of a $800 or $1 million machine right here. And they're gonna put me in front of it, and guess what? My mind clicks. This changed my life. So what I do and my team does is actually fight for every single one of you guys and every single kid and young person that's on the street that thinks that this world doesn't have something for them. We fight to bring awareness through our videos to get people passionate and loving manufacturing, and then we give them education once they get in, and therefore lift them and spring them into industry, teaching them top level things, which is why we're saving the industry, and we have such passion right there. So find out what is your experience, what did you go through, what is special to you, and go change the world and go sell yourself. And guess what? You might end up just like us, where you're like, you know what, this is the craziest thing. We're actually changing all of these lives. We're affecting people's lives. We're building community, building the industry, and we're taking care of our families at the same time. And that's what life is about. This last one, I'm gonna actually bring it down a little bit. And this is about my faith. Now, there are so many different religions, so many different people, nationalities, and I love everyone, absolutely love everyone. But in my life, I just have the boldness to just be me. I've seen miracles in my life. You look at where I come from to where I am now to where we're going, and I walk boldly because I know it is something greater than myself. I know that it's His path for my life. And because God has touched me, I'm relentless in that. Now, other people have different experiences, and those are your experiences. I'm just giving you my experience. This industry has changed my life. You have given me purpose, because all of a sudden I look at all of it. I look at you, I look at the industry, I look at where I'm at, I look at my amazing team, and I'm like, we have a chance to literally change the world. So let's go get it. And in the same way, you can change your world, you can change the world around you, you can change the entire world. So go get it. Boom.